Good morning! I'm so excited for today's video, and it's really going to be a this month's video because I obviously cannot film all of it right now. But as you could tell from the title, my new snowboard came in the mail. And I could not be more excited. For anybody who doesn't know, this was my last snowboard. It is a Generics from 1998. If you've never heard of Generics, it's because they got bought out by Head in the early 2000s. And when I got into snowboarding, I was actually living in Norway trying to buy a set of skis off of their secondhand website. And I just said, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to buy a snowboard. And I did. And that's what I bought. Basically, a couple months ago, closer to the beginning of the season, my bindings would not stay in place on my snowboard. Turns out the part that you screw the screws into are stripped. And it's not worth trying to fix on such an old board that is creaking and cracking about every time you do anything on it. So we decided that it was finally time to get me a new one. I'm so excited to show you guys. The board I've been using in the meantime is one that I borrowed from a friend that just so happened to have an old board that was the same size as the one I ordered. So I've been using that. I also had to get new bindings because I snapped off a piece of my binding, so you'll see those in a little bit when I set up this board. Let's get into it if I can. You know what? It's probably going to be easier to go from the end. Oh my gosh! It's so pretty! I love it! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, I love it so much. So for anybody who is just wanting to jump right into it, this is a Proteus snowboard. They only sell one snowboard. You pick your size and your flexibility level and your graphic. And that's it. Some of you might ask, oh, what about the camber? This thing can change cambers. It is the only adjustable camber snowboard on the market. And there's this little thing in the center here where you use this tool and basically you crank it to the other side. So right now I believe it's in a camber setup. You can make it flat, you can make it rocker, you can tip one side up to the front to make it more of like a powder board. Oh, hi! You want to be in the video with your feather? Did you bring me a feather? Enough of me sounding like an ad because this is not sponsored. Hi! This is not sponsored whatsoever. I'm just stoked to get this, and anybody that I've told that I've ordered it had no idea what I was talking about, so thought I'd just tell you guys a little bit about it. And something really cool they did for me, they put my name on it. To get a close-up on the graphic, it's you! Do you know that that's you on the board? Can I show them? This is my favorite part. It's got that one. And then this is where you adjust the camber. So this pops off, and you can see there's little markers here, and there's two little kind of screw heads. And effectively, you take this little wrench they give you, go in either side, and adjust as you watch the little thing. This is the tool that they give us. It says rocker on one side, camber on the other. And that extends out. And then also it's got, whoops, a screwdriver that pops in here. So you can adjust your bindings as needed. It's a couple days later. Got my new board. Got the board that I was borrowing from a friend that has my bindings attached to it. These were not the original bindings I had planned on getting, but the board shop that I went to didn't have what I wanted. So this was my third best option. These are the Burton Lexa X. The X means that they are on the stiffer side. So I've ridden on them a little bit, still trying to figure out how I feel about them, because they are quite different from my last pair of bindings. But we will see how they go with the board. I did say if they didn't have the bindings that I wanted, which were kind of like a white, off-white color, but I didn't want them for the color. I wanted them for the quality of the bindings. But if I couldn't get the bindings I wanted, I at least got a color that matches pretty stunningly, if I say so. So let's get to move the new board out of the way. Get to taking these bindings off. Okay, time to measure my stance, make sure everything feels comfy, and screw them on. This is the camber setup. It is definitely stiffer, but I get that pop. Okay, let's try rocker. So there's this little red line. Right now it's under the middle. And we're just slowly moving it to the inside to give it a rocker shape. So now you can kind of tell we are in full rocker mode. So let's do a little buttering. Oh wow, yeah. Already I can feel the difference. Let the cat pass.
Well, my board is all set up and ready to go, so I will see you in Switzerland. We're here. We're in Switzerland. Let's ride. Well, that was fun. I am obviously now back from Switzerland, and I wanted to talk a little bit about my boots. So you saw a little bit earlier with my not so subtle foreshadowing that was the last time I wore those boots. One of the reasons that I went back to the same place in Switzerland that I was at just earlier over Christmas was for the specific snowboard shop in town. I was staying in Flims, Switzerland, and they have a wonderful, wonderful snowboard shop there called Chop. It's a picture of the store right there. Now, first time I went into Chop, I was just getting my board waxed, and I ended up renting some gear from them because that board broke, and it was a whole thing. Ended up talking to these guys. They really know their stuff. The shop's been around for 25 years. They themselves are snowboarders. They only sell snowboard gear, and it's awesome. And it's walking distance from the lift. And I have very small feet, so it's already hard to find snowboard boots that fit me, let alone ones that really kind of grip at the heel like you need them to. And as I learned, one of the reasons why a lot of snowboard boots cause me pain is because my toe box is very wide, as well as my ankle and shin are very kind of bony, which means it is impossible for me to go snowboard boot shopping. But the guys at Chop actually did something really cool for me and my friend that went with me, where they customized our liners. Now, I'm not talking about heat molding because these are heat moldable, but heat molding will always, as it packs down, you'll have to get it remolded, all of that stuff. So this is what a normal boot liner looks like. Brand new, never been worn boot liner. And this is what my boot liner looks like. Now you'll wonder, what is this? What is this? What is all this? This looks like it's been worn to crap. This has been worn for 3 days. I went into the chop shop, I love calling it that, and bought the Nitro Bianca's TLS. And these are wonderful boots. They're the one, they have like the grippiest heel. They have like a pretty decent sized toe box. Very, very warm. They're wonderful. And they come with the Cloud 10 Thermacell liner. Now, when I first put the boots on, even though these are some of the best boots and a lot of people really love them, I had the problem that I have with almost every other boot that I try on, is I had pain here around my ankle, on the other side, up my shin. So once we got one that felt like my toes had enough room, we started fixing, because where that bony part of my ankle, we actually carved away the bits of the foam on either side just to give that one kind of bony spot on my ankle a little bit more room. I could go ride during the day, really figure out where the hot spots in the shoe were, take it back to the shop, and I probably went to the shop like 4 times in the first 2 days to really customize everything in. And some things that I found really interesting with this were this spot here is where my bone stuck out, but then my ankles themselves needed more grip. So we could add foam padding to the inside of the heel here while cutting away another part. So I really got this awesome custom fit that really grips the back of my ankle. Another thing is on the inside of where this plastic is, I have a very bony shin, so I was able to add in foam padding on the inside just to give my shin a little bit more cushion, since I really push into it when I go on my toe edge. And it's awesome. And they didn't just do this for me. My friend who went with me, she bought new boots as well. And her problem was she has always, with her boots, a lot of pain right on the top of where the lacing is. And it makes the front of her foot go completely numb because she has a very high arch. And they were actually able to install a guard that picks the laces up off of her foot while still keeping it tight around her ankle, so that way she doesn't lose circulation in her toes. And I really wanted to make a section of the video about this because, yes, everybody can say, these are my boots, I love them for this reason, this reason, this reason, but it's really important that you have a boot that fits you. And sometimes, for some of us, standard shoe sizes are not gonna work. And I want people to know that this is an option. You can customize your own shoes. The Chop Shop was really awesome. They actually did all of the testing on spare liners that they had, so that way if we ended up messing it up, he wasn't cutting into the ones that I bought. So I actually got this pair for free with my boots. which means when these liners do eventually wear out, because they all do, they get packed in, it doesn't fit anymore, the boot's starting to lose its stiffness, I can go and make the same adjustments myself, because he showed me how to do this. You basically mark the spots with a Sharpie and then just ever so slightly shave away with a razor blade. And for building up, it's just foam. You can get it on Amazon that is sticky on one side, and just add it in where you need it, take away where you need to. This is an option. And if you are like me and use your gear until it is quite literally dying, extra liners will double the lifespan of your boot. And I can say now that I actually have a boot that fits me. It makes my riding so much better. I am so much more comfortable on the snow. It's really important that you have boots that fit you. And I just want everybody to know, if it seems like there's nothing on the market that works, this is an option. You can customize your own boots. And it starts with the liners. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really enjoyed making this, of course, because I got to go snowboarding, which is one of my favorite things to do, and I got to test out new gear, so that was fun and expensive, but it's fine. Like down below and tell me your favorite places to go skiing or snowboarding, and I will check it out. Bye!